Thank you for joining me today, guys. This is Lucas, or probably most of you know me as Lucas on Gunz Revival and Rage Zone. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is we're going to take an imported model in from Gunz. We're going to, what you could have done is edit it, then bring it into Max, or edit it in within Max, and then export it back out for Gunz usage. So today I picked the Women's Set Part 30. What we're going to first look at is that the textures are actually incorrect. I want you to look at this first of all, because the head is actually 18, 32, 31, 31, 31. Each piece is actually different. So what I want you to do is bring this into a reference folder. Here's our folder for our set that we're making right now. And in the reference folder, as you can tell, I brought all the textures in real quick. Okay, so back to the thing. We're going to export all these out as object files real quick. This is after you say you edited the file, or if you chose to edit the file in Max or whatever, we're going to do it then. So say we're exporting the head piece out, OBJ, and we're going to go ahead and name these head, legs, etc. and export it out. And you want these settings right here that I have. Select only, selection only, rotate 90, edges, materials, UVs, NURBs, and keep per order. It's what I found works best, and that we don't have any problems when it exports out. You want to also remember that you cannot export out multiple objects with this converter for this exporter at the moment. I do not know why. It just makes a huge mess of meshes, and yeah, you would see if you would do it. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and get those all out, and then we're going to have save the Blender file real quick, just if we need to reference it for idea or for naming conventions and such like that. We're going to go ahead and open up this template file I gave you. So today we're going to actually cheat. The fact is that I don't have enough time at this particular moment to show you creation of bipeds and physique files and everything like that. So when I open this up, you'll see that I have already got a head, a head and a biped already in here for you. And so we're going to go ahead and import all the rest of the objects. And the thing about importing objects is that it's all going, since we did it this certain way, they're all going to go in, there's body, they're all going to go in with this default name of default. And what we want to change this over as we import these in is change this name, not cancel. When we import these in, we want to change the name to fit so that they will work in Gunz. So with this particular set, it is actually known as EQ hands 30, as we were talking before. If you need to reference it, just go back to your blend file, depending on what file name or set you use. Like there's the Battle Suit and G-Punk, all those sets have a different one. So we're just going to deal with this today. And for some reason, they actually named feets, or the boots feets, even though that sounds very weird to me for some reason. So here we are, and we actually did not do that chest. We'll do that real quick after I do these legs. Okay, so we'll go back to these body real quick and just go into the Modify tab and make this body 30. Okay, and as you can tell, the head is actually already that EQ head 30. So here we have all our pieces in here. If you want to go ahead and take this physique modifier I put on there, and you're going to go ahead and copy it over to all the other objects. If you're using another set right now, I would go ahead and put it on the other head and then delete this head. But since this is actually the set that we're working with today, we don't need to do that. So now you can go ahead and do a quick little test with this particular file. You have a little animation that you can use, and as you can tell, look what I forgot. Yep. So we forgot to do gloves, so we're going to go over here and we're going to paste that physique file. Yes, I did that on purpose. So here we go. And as you can tell, we have a little problem with this chest area right here. Not a problem. Say there's differences in all of the models, so it's bound to happen sometime. So what we're going to do is go into the physique tab. We're going to envelope. Now, I must remind you that, or at least tell you, I guess, not remind you really, that when this happens, oops, yeah, there we go. when this happens, if you're in the chest section and you're dealing with, there we go, and you're dealing with chest items, if I would go ahead and try to edit envelopes down here, it would not edit anything because we're not in that section of the body. We're not in that mesh at the moment. So what we want to make sure and do is that, oops, click this button right here, it zooms back in, and delete that graph. There we go. So what we want to make sure and do is that we're messing with the verts that are being, or the section that we're actually messing with at the moment. I can't really explain it any other way. So we're going to go ahead and take that through, make sure that it looks a little better. I mean, it's not bad anymore, I guess. It's not perfect, but I'm not dealing with perfect today. This isn't a set that I'm working with, so here we are. You can go ahead and edit. I'm just going to show you this real quick. You can actually edit this in any of the frames just to get an idea of how you want your sets to go. If that would help you or not in any way. Don't think it would though. But there you go. We have that all done, and we're going to go ahead and export it out. So get back out of that, and we're going to export it out. So what I want to show you is with this exporter. Oops. Mate object. When we export this out, what we want to make sure is not deal with, with these debug options you see right here. We have debug text and debug mesh. With this debug text out, it'll send you set up a file that has all of the animations and the vert order or whatever in it, and we don't want to really mess with that. I mean, you can do something with it, but yeah. So we're just going to mess with these two right here. If you were exporting out another animation, you'd select this one and also that one. So here we have, and this is just going to send, this key Annie is just going to set up that 100 frame animation that we had. So we're going to go ahead and export that out. Okay. And there it goes. And we're going to go ahead and save this file. Save as. Go into our folder and we're going to name it GZ Parts 30. I think that's, yeah, Part 30. Yeah. There we go. And if we go over in here, close that out. We've got all our files in here now. I'll go ahead and close this as well. It's going to be in this section that I have. And here we have all of our files that we need. So we're going to go ahead to Char Viewer. This is what it's going to exactly look like in Gunz with animations played. If you do not have this application, I would strongly recommend it. It will save you tons of time. So as we see, oh man, there's our model right there. Just make sure you have your DDS files also in the directory that your model is. We're going to go ahead and set up that little animation file. Oh, there we go. See, look at that. That is that key Annie that we were talking about. And as you can tell, there's a little problem with her bottom right there. Nothing too big. We just didn't get this enough, but nothing to worry about. If I was trying for perfection, I would have done this ahead of time. So we're going to go ahead and show you this GZ envelope. It's just a little more advanced animation. It'll kind of test every single bone in Gunz. I think the only one they don't mess with is neck. I guess they do a little bit right there. But regardless, it will test most of your envelopes that you'll deal with. As you can tell, that's our big one right there. Everything else looks fairly decent. So on to the other stuff. So we go ahead and have our thing all ready. Guess there's nothing really else to tell you about except we're not dealing with soft bodies at the moment because I still haven't got this figured out. And we didn't deal with, making meshes smooth or whatever, but that's for a later time. This will at least let you guys get some things into Gunz. Also, I'm going to include right here is going to have a Gunz physique file. If you want this, you can go ahead and make your model all yourself, and this is kind of just the default physique settings. And then I also have a biped. If you want to create your own biped, I guess I can show you that real quick. What this will actually do is, besides height, I think it will change everything else to fit the same structure as what most of Gunz models come in. If you have worked in Max at all, you'll understand what I mean. So here we are. We're in just like a random tab or a random file. It's nothing. I have nothing done in it. If we go to biped and just go over here, the only thing we really need to worry about is all these things here. If you want to delete add ponytails or delete ponytails or whatever. Gunz really doesn't mess with it. If you want to add tail links, that all can be done in this physique file. And then what we do is we just go over here to this tab right here and open. It's going to be gunz.biped. And watch what it does. It'll just... Oh, and I forgot. The only thing you need to worry about is when creating this, if you need to go back. Where's it at? Still getting used to all this Mac stuff. We'll just delete it and recreate another one. But for creating a biped, the only thing we really need to worry about is the height. The height should be like, I think 168 to 169 is what it needs to be for best results, and we also need to worry about its skeleton. But, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't worked but 5 or 10 hours in Mac, so. But anyways, what this will do is, as you can tell, it just kind of brings it all into 0, 0, and it will give you the same figure. There we go, figure as Gunz would use. Anyways, that concludes this tutorial today, and I'll try to get some more out there once I figure out some other stuff and maybe get some animations done. The only thing that we didn't do is animations and soft bodies and smooth groups, I guess, besides the biped and the physique. But that should be it. I'm going to go ahead and finish up here. If you need to reach me anywhere, I'll be at Rage Zone. You can get me on my MSN or contact me on gunzrevival.wookus.org. Just open that up, hoping we can get some products out there for you guys. But anyways, that concludes this tutorial. I guess I will see you guys later. Have a nice night. Bye.